Have you ever left a conversation feeling confused, guilty, or like you owed someone something, but couldn't explain why? You may have just been manipulated. Psychological manipulation is subtle, it's silent, and it's powerful. Today, we'll explore 10 of the most common manipulation techniques through the lens of psychology, history, and biology. Let's begin. 1. Gaslighting. This is when someone makes you question your memory, your perception, even your sanity. They deny facts, twist your words, and say, "You're overreacting." It's psychological warfare. Over time, you begin to doubt yourself and rely on them for reality. 2. Guilt tripping. After all I've done for you, this manipulates your sense of morality. Humans are wired for fairness and reciprocity. Guilt tripping turns those instincts against you, making you comply out of shame. 3. Love bombing. They overwhelm you with praise, affection, and gifts. It feels amazing at first, but it's a trap. Once you're attached, they withdraw, leaving you chasing that early validation. 4. Silent treatment. No response, no explanation, just emotional withdrawal. It's not passive, it's punishment. Your brain processes social rejection like physical pain. The silence hurts, and that pain is used to control you. 5. Playing the victim. They hurt you, but suddenly, they're the one who's suffering. This flips the narrative and dodges responsibility. It's a manipulation of empathy, something deeply human. 6. Triangulation. They bring someone else into the conflict. Even they agree with me. This creates rivalry, divides loyalties, and shifts blame. It's a classic control tactic, especially in toxic relationships. 7. Projection. They accuse you of what they're doing, cheating, lying, being selfish. It's a defense mechanism turned manipulative. If you're busy defending yourself, you're not questioning them. 8. Foot in the door. They ask for something small. You agree, then they escalate. Psychologically, we want to stay consistent with our past behavior. That's how one small favor turns into full-blown control. 9. Fear and intimidation. If you do this, you'll regret it. Fear activates the brain's survival system. It bypasses logic and triggers obedience. Even subtle threats can be deeply effective. 10. Intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. You never know what you're going to get. This unpredictability creates addiction. Just like gambling, you keep coming back, hoping for the reward. Psychological manipulation has existed throughout human history, but its understanding has evolved with time. Let's explore its history, modern usage, and why it works from a psychological perspective. History of psychological manipulation. Manipulation techniques have deep roots in human evolution and social structures. In ancient societies, manipulation was often used by rulers and leaders to control the masses. Think of the use of propaganda or the exploitation of social hierarchies to maintain power. Even in the context of warfare, strategies like psychological warfare were used to destabilize and confuse enemies. Throughout history, manipulators, from politicians to religious figures, have used emotional and social tactics to control populations or groups. The art of persuasion, or manipulation, was studied and refined by great philosophers like Aristotle, who detailed the concept of rhetoric, or the art of persuasive speaking, which in essence involves manipulating others' thoughts through emotional appeals, logical arguments, and credibility. In the 21st century, as psychology became a more developed field, terms like gaslighting, cognitive dissonance, and social engineering entered the mainstream, marking a shift towards understanding manipulation on a psychological level. Modern manipulation. In the modern world, psychological manipulation has taken on more complex forms. With the rise of social media, advertising, and digital marketing, manipulation techniques are now often used to sway opinions, encourage consumerism, and shape political ideologies. Modern manipulators, whether in relationships, business, or politics, use subtle tactics like emotional manipulation through curated online personas, emotional advertising, and algorithm-driven content. In the digital age, manipulation also takes place through social engineering, where attackers use psychological principles to manipulate people into divulging confidential information or performing actions that benefit the manipulator. One famous example is the phishing scam, where fraudsters manipulate individuals into giving up personal data by impersonating trusted figures. Why psychological manipulation works? Psychological manipulation works because it plays on basic human needs: need for acceptance, approval, and validation, as well as our evolutionary need for social harmony. Manipulators often exploit emotional vulnerabilities, unconscious biases, and basic psychological principles. Here's why. 1. Emotional dependency. People naturally want to feel connected and valued. Manipulators often prey on this by offering affection, attention, or validation, creating an emotional bond that becomes difficult to break. 1. Cognitive biases. Our brains are wired to rely on mental shortcuts, called cognitive biases, which help us process information quickly. Manipulators take advantage of these biases to influence decisions. For example, the halo effect, where we assume a person with one good quality is all around good, can make someone appear trustworthy, even when they're manipulating us. 3. Social conditioning. From childhood, we're taught to respect authority and be compliant. Manipulators use this conditioning to establish dominance or control by exploiting social norms or our sense of guilt. 4. Fear and anxiety. Our brain's amygdala controls fear and survival instincts. Manipulators use fear to trigger automatic, non-rational reactions, making it easier to control someone. Whether it's fear of rejection, fear of losing a relationship, or fear of missing out, they use it to guide behavior. 5. Intermittent reinforcement. This is a powerful psychological tactic where rewards, like affection or praise, are given unpredictably. It creates an addictive cycle in the brain, similar to gambling, which makes the person continue to chase the reward, even when it's inconsistent or harmful. Manipulation's impact and resistance. While psychological manipulation can be effective, it is also damaging over time. It erodes self-esteem, trust, and authentic connections. Prolonged manipulation can result in anxiety, depression, or confusion, and in extreme cases, lead to trauma bonding, where a victim becomes emotionally attached to their manipulator. Understanding manipulation, recognizing the signs, and building psychological resilience through healthy boundaries, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking is the antidote. People who are aware of manipulation tactics can more easily spot them and protect themselves from emotional exploitation. Understanding these tactics won't make you immune, but it will make you aware. Because the first step to protecting your mind is knowing when it's under attack. Stay mindful. Stay safe.